Hi there, it's Sarah here from Peerless Designs. I'm going to show you today how to make the pop-up cards that feature in the new Art of Music CD. It's really simple to do, and you do have step-by-step instructions on the CD, but I'm going to make this short video as well so that you can follow me along, and I'll show you how easy it is. We're going to start off, when you go into the program, each of the pop-up cards has 2 sheets. So choose whichever character from the CD that you want to actually make the card, and just print off the 2 sheets that correspond. And then what we're going to do is cut them out, and I'll be back when I've cut them out. Okay, so I've cut out all the main pieces. You have plenty of sentiments and flowers and bits and pieces, more than you'll need for the card, but you know, there's different sentiments, so cut out whichever ones you want that you're going to put on the card. You can use these for other projects obviously, so keep hold of them. Okay, so the main parts you've got are your main card front. Now this is going to go on a normal A5 A4 folded card, and this is going to glue to the front, and then you've got your front pop out and the 2 shelves inside that are going to hold all the other stuff. So first of all, what we're going to do is get an A4 card, an A4 piece of card, and we're going to score it down the middle just to make an A5 card. So here we go. Use a scoring board if you've got one, it's much easier. Okay, so we've scored that, and we're just going to fold it in half. Okay, so make sure that you've got it opening the right way. Right, so what we're going to do is get our card front, and we're going to glue it to the front of our A5 card. Okay, either glue it with wet glue or use tape, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to use tape for this one. So just pop tape all the way round so that it's not going to lift off. I'll finish doing this and then I'll come back. Right, so I've put all the tape on the back, so we're going to stick it to the front of the card now. So just position it at the bottom and just take it all the way, so make sure it's stuck down nicely. So what we're going to do next is cut away any white area that's left over on your card. Now you don't have to do this, obviously you can leave it, but I've made these cards in a way that you're going to have like a fancy background. So all we're going to do is just take a pair of scissors. Now you can leave a little border if you want, or you can cut it tight, whatever, it doesn't really matter, whatever you want to do. And they're nice, you know, straight lines, so it's not difficult. Okay, and that's the first part. It's the first part of our card done. Right, so what we need now is the pop out part of the card. So if you look closely on all of these 3 pieces, there are some dotted lines. They're very faint, but there are dotted lines on there. There's 2 sets on the large one, and just 1 on the small one. So what we'll need to do is score those. If you've got a scoreboard, that's even better. So just place the dotted line on the scoreboard, and then we're just going to give it a quick score, move it along and score it here as well. It's just going to make it easier to fold. Okay, so we do that on all of the pieces, so I'll do that and come back. Okay, so I've folded and scored on the large piece. On the smaller pieces, on one of them fold the flaps back, and on the other one fold them forwards. Okay, right, so we've got those folded now, so we're going to go back to our main card. Now there are no marks on here to where you're going to place this, but it's really simple because this card folds to go flat in the post. What we're going to do is put tape on the flap on one side. You're going to put it on both sides, but only make sure you've got sticky on one side to start off with. Fold the large flap in and have it flat. You don't want this little piece bent in either, you want it flat. Turn it over and just line it up with the bottom of your card and one edge of the card, so when that sticks down, if I hold on to it, it's going to stand up and it'll be in the right place. Okay, so line up with the bottom and line up with one side and stick it down. I'll do that and I'll come back for the next stage. Okay, so I've stuck that down now, so as you can see it can go from side to side. So what we're going to do now is do exactly the same on the other side. So if we get a bit of tape, okay, and pop that on. Take the tape off. If there's any hanging over, all you have to do is just fold it back. Right, so this time we're going to do the same again. Fold it in flat and attach it to the other side. Okay, so when it's done, there you go, it'll fold from side to side. If it hangs over slightly, it doesn't matter, but you're going to decide. I normally have it, when it's going to go in an envelope, I normally have it to the left, folded to the left hand side. So if it's hanging over slightly on the other side, it really doesn't matter. But there you go, it's standing out. Okay, so we've got the two small pieces that go on the inside as well. So one of them, if you fold the two little flaps outwards, you're going to sit it to the front like that, and the other one with the fold with the flaps backwards is going to sit to the back. So what you need to do is get some glue on the edges and pop those in. Okay, so let's get some tape on here. Make sure you're sticking the right side as well, because don't forget this one is going to stick here, so don't put the tape on the back, you want to put it on the front here. So let's just stick some tape on there. I need a bit more to go to right to the top. It's supposed to be easy lift, come on. Okay, there we go. The same on the other side. Okay, So first of all, fold the pieces as far in as you can get them, and then get your pocket so it's sitting straight out, and just slot it in and line up the back edge there and the back edge there, and then you should be able to just fold it and make sure it's stuck properly. And there you go, it's in there now. And do exactly the same with the other one, except have the flaps pointing forwards so they're hitting the front, and then you'll get an even space. Okay, so we're going to put some glue now on this part. This time we are putting the sticky on the back because that's the bit that's going to be sticking down. So I'll put that piece on, a bit more on this side. Sorry if I keep going out of shot, I keep forgetting that I'm not working down here. Right, take this off. Okay, and exactly the same thing, we're just going to slot it in. Slide it down. Just make sure it sits flat. Push it that side, and then once it's in you can fold it and press down, and that'll make sure it's stuck all the way down then. There you go. Okay, so we've got our first part ready, and now we can start decorating it. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is take our fairy in this case, or whatever the main character is, and we're going to place her. It's up to you actually where you place anything. You can, you know, do whatever you want, but I'll just show you how I've done it. So what I'm going to do is put a strip of tape across the back here, just at the bottom of her dress. Okay, because we're only going to stick the bottom part. So take that off, and I'm going to stick her on this back, on the front of the back one. Okay, so I'll still be able to put things behind her. Just make sure you put it in so the tape isn't sticking out the back. And again, every time you put something in, you can push it to the side and glue it in. It saves having to try and do it from behind. Okay, so you've now got her sitting nicely there. The other thing you'll need is some acetate. It's construction acetate. It's not too flimsy, so I've just cut some 1 centimetre strips, and these are going to be attached to the back of any of our embellishments, so that you can place them wherever you want on the card. Okay, so decide which sentiments you're going to have, and I'm going to attach some of the acetate to the back of them. Usually if you've taken a strip from an A4 piece of acetate, you can just cut it in half so you get 2 out of each strip. So I'll attach to the back, always put your glue on the back of these, and I'll do a few of these and I'll come back. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these little hearts and just pop a bit of tape on the back. Okay, and then pop my acetate on the back of there, so you end up with a little heart. You can actually use card for this if you want, but I like the fact that you can't see it when the card's all put together. So I think acetate does look better. So I've got quite a few little bits and bobs here. I'm also going to attach some to the flowers, but first of all I'm going to put some flowers actually on the card. I've also got a sentiment here. You do get some blank sentiments as well, so you can put your own in. So I'll attach that first of all. You can do whatever you like with these cards. You can mat and layer them. You can add sparkle. If you're going to add sparkle to the fairy, do all that sort of thing before you put her on. It's a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to add the happy birthday to the front. Okay, now some of these larger flowers, again, right, the other thing I wanted to tell you is, if you want it to go in a standard C5 envelope, when you're putting your embellishments on, you don't really want anything to hang over the edge of your card. So every time you put something on, put it to the side before you put it on, whichever side that it's going to go flat when it goes in the envelope, and just check that where you've placed it, it's not going to hang over. On this side it can hang over, obviously, because you've got all that space. So if I wanted to put that flower there, when the cards are open, it's going to stick out, but when it's shut, it's still within the boundaries of the card. So if you're going to have, like I say, anything sticking over, have it on this side. Okay, so I've stuck a couple of the flowers in and on the front here. I've put the happy birthday on. Now we're going to start putting on some of these banners at the back. So depending on if you're sticking it forward or obviously backwards onto the front, put your tape on. I'm going to stick this one forwards, and then all you're going to do is go right behind to the very back shelf behind the fairy, and we're just going to stick that on. So to position it where you want it, put that there. Again, push it to one side to stick it down. Okay, then I've got a heart here. Let's have a look, where should we put that? Yeah, I'll stick that to the front of here. So this time I'm going to put the tape on the front of the acetate. Like I say, this is purely up to you where you place any of these. You can go totally crazy and have loads. Use die cuts, other embellishments. You don't have to just use what I'm putting here. Right, so this time I'm going to stick it to the front of this piece. Oops. I'm going to put it on a bit of a jaunty angle. Now you see how I've put that on now. When I fold it to the side, see how it's going to stick out quite a bit. So that's not really going to work there. So take it off, and I'm just going to move it over slightly. So now it's okay sticking out the top of here, because your card's going to be at the side, your envelope rather. So that's okay there. And we're just going to keep going along, sticking all the banners and the bits and pieces in all different, you know, use the different shelves so that you've got depth to the card. So I'll carry on sticking these in, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I've added quite a few now, a few bits. Push it to the side, make sure nothing's hanging over. I've also got a little embellishment butterfly here, which I'm going to attach probably on there, I think. So just need a little spot of glue probably for this one. Okay, let's put a spot on the back. And let's see, pop it on there. Just give that a minute to dry. I've got some little stick-on pearls here, so I'm going to pop that, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to pop these in the centres of the flowers. Just makes it look a bit nicer. As I say, you can go to town, you can glitter, you can add all sorts of embellishments, whatever you fancy. I've got a little pick-up stick which I should use, but can I find it? No. Okay, pop that on there. I'm going to put one in the circle of that heart, just to add a bit of dimension, and maybe a couple on her dress as well. Be nice. One, I think. Let's pop one there. It's not stuck now. One on the butterfly. Okay, so I think you'll agree there's quite a lot of dimension going on there, which is quite nice. These cards, you know, are just so gorgeous and so simple to make. I've got a couple of, well, I've got quite a lot actually of bits left over, and I think I'm just going to cut this with love out. Don't forget, you can use these on the insides of your cards as well, but I always like to put something on the back of a card. So I'm going to glue this onto the back. Okay, turn it over. I'm going to pop it there, over that nice mark that I've got on the back there. Right, a bit of tape. Okay. And of course, don't forget, on the CD you've also got your inserts and your envelopes that will all match. So you can print one of the A5 inserts out. You're going to have to cut the top here the same, obviously, but once it's inside, excuse me, you can then cut the top to match. Okay, so we've got the with love on the back, and like I say, you can use some of the others to embellish the inside of the card. And there you go, finished. So I hope you enjoy making these cards, and enjoy the CD. Bye for now.